come true. Fanatic and my mullet. Oh my God.
Oh, he's so cute. He looks like a Muppet.
Oh man, if you're just hearing that audio and you don't hear you don't know the backstory, you're like, what is going on in this podcast? what did I accidentally hit play on?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 52 of the On the Runs podcast. It is Thursday night. Let me see. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days into the Boston Marathon, and we got your second episode this week as we are coming to you virtual. It is hot in here. I am sweating. I got sweat pouring down my head here, Erika. How are you?
I'm a little less sweaty than that, but I am riding the high of Boston week. I am so excited for all the Boston happenings. How about you?
Oh, I'm pumped for my first Boston. I just saw the picture of your signs. You're making some really awesome signs, better than what I thought they were going to be. I thought it was going to be like one whiteboard with little writing that no one could see from far, you know? But no,
Oh,
your
no way,
signs...
man. I've got you guys covered. So I'm making some new ones if you saw my Instagram stories, but I also have some oldies and goodies like this one. Run faster. I just farted. I'm so excited. I've been looking for really funny signs on the internet and stuff to do. I have some good gems that Brandon helped me think of. So I'm going to surprise you on Marathon Monday. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. I'm down for the surprise. One of my favorite signs I've seen before in an Ironman was smile if you peed as everyone's coming out of the water. Yeah, that's a good one. And then don't go out too fast. Don't go too slow. Don't trust a fart. That's another quality sign.
Don't trust a fart. Yep. Classic.
Yeah. Little different tonight. It is Thursday night. Last night, Wednesday night, we got together for my first Run Walk Run. Try saying that 3 times fast. We're just going to call it the R-Dub, the RWB that Total Image
Run,
puts
Walk,
on every
Brew.
Wednesday night.
Yes. Good social club. It's a lot of fun. I'm so glad that we finally got to do that. It was so much fun. Thank you, Total Image, Chris and Lisa, for putting that on. Can't wait to go to more events.
Yeah, every Wednesday. I kept my word. I said, Katie kept inviting us all winter long, which I think you probably weren't going because it was cold. And I wasn't going because it was hockey season. I said, no, when hockey's over, I'll be there. So I was there yesterday, and I'll be there next week. That was fun. I actually felt great during my run. I've been running the past few weeks, and I could really feel, because everyone's like, oh, you referee ice hockey? You must be in great shape. No, I get in worse shape during the hockey season. It's weird. It's not hard. It's like Doozer with riding a bike when he said it doesn't really get him in shape for running. That's how I felt the past couple of weeks. But I ran good. I ran with this guy, Chris. Chris was cool. It was his first time, too. There was a lot of newbies, it seemed.
A lot of
at
newbies,
least 5 newbies. So Chris is cool. Chris actually works at the mountain I ski at every weekend, which I thought was just small world. Small world. So that was fun. We met some people. We did the R-Dub, the RWB. I know that's not how you say it with a dub, but that's what I'm, because I can't go Run Walk Brew. I can't do it. I can barely even say our own guest name, especially today.
That's just ammo for me to make fun of you. So yeah, just call it the RWB.
The RWB. There we go. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited. It's going to get me running a little more. I ran today. It was 90 degrees today.
I ran today too. And to be honest, I didn't shower yet because I got so caught up with sitting outside after, and I can smell myself right now, and I do not smell great. It is not good. So it's good we're virtual today.
I'm the same. I haven't showered. I got to fit in a quick 25-minute jog. I wanted originally to be like a 50-minute jog, but I ran out of time because I had to go get the kids. And so ever since then, I've been with the kids and doing all that. They all took baths. I've yet to clean myself, and now I'm podcasting with you.
Hashtag dad life.
The shower will have to wait. The pod comes first. So.
Oh, we forgot to mention it was Amanda's birthday the other day during the Run Walk Brew Club. And big shout out to her because she's running a marathon on Saturday. She's going to be running Newport with Rachel. Well, not with Rachel, but Rachel will be there too.
I think it's her first marathon.
That's so exciting. Amanda, you're going to be fantastic. Just roll with it. Have fun. And I can't wait to hear about it next Wednesday.
No, wait a second. Rachel's going to be there?
Hell yeah, Rachel's going to be there. Oh, dude, come on. We've talked about this.
I thought she's running the cheap marathon with you on Sunday.
She is.
And she's doing a marathon in Newport on Saturday?
She's doing back-to-backs. Somebody is slightly crazier than me. Go, Rachel. We love you. Wow. She's trying to level up for the Marathon Maniacs.
No way.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
back-to-back marathons will do it.
Maybe she should just run Boston on Monday then. She should go, next time she does Boston, Rachel, you got to do Saturday, Sunday, and then Boston on Monday. You got to do it.
I mean, I would totally support that. You know me. If Boston wasn't so hard to get into, man, if it wasn't so hard, then everybody would be doing it.
Well, I'm really excited for Boston. Let's save
Me
the
too.
Boston talk for after our interview because the reason we're really putting this one out on Friday is I wanted his story to come out before he runs the Boston Marathon because there'll be people out there watching. They'll be like, there he is. There's the Rullet. So we have on a guy who calls himself the Running Mullet. And the funny thing is, I knew this guy 12 years ago when we both lived in North Carolina, of all places.
Right.
And we weren't like buddies who hung out. We're acquaintances that knew each other through our two jobs. And we reconnected through social media, which is one of the things I love about social media is reconnecting with people and staying in touch. It's like a Christmas card every day. You know when you would get Christmas cards around Christmas from friends and family friends, and you'd put it on your fridge, and you'd look at the pictures, you'd be like, oh yeah, look, they're older now, or they grew up, or whatever. Well,
right.
Facebook and Instagram is just a Christmas card every day. It's great. So
that's a cute way to think of it. I like that.
Yeah. So that's how I reconnected with him. And I was like, dude, I know you. And the funny thing is like, this is how I know you. And I'm going to save the story for the podcast because his story, he goes, dude, the Rory you knew 12, 15 years ago is a lot different than the Rory I am today. And a lot has happened in between. And I was just like, wow, like a lot has gone on. He's a great guy, good family man.
It was really cool to sit down next to you guys while you were catching up. It was just fun to hear about your past and how you guys met and what you guys are up to now. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. So let's get to it, and then we'll do the Boston talk. So guys, you're going to love this. You're going to see him out there. Check out his Instagram and his reels. You're going to love it. But right now, Rory Vannais, a.k.a. the Rullet, on the On the Runs podcast. Our next guest on the Runs is someone that I met a long time ago, and I haven't seen or heard from in years until I recently found him on social media. That's why I love it. He is a sober dude with a mullet chasing a unicorn, and we're super excited to have the running mullet, Rory Vannais, on the On the Runs podcast.
Nailed it. Nailed the name.
I nailed it.
S is silent. Perfect.
Oh, yes.
What's up, everybody?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This is perfect because since my alarm went off at 2:45 this morning, this is the first time I've sat down all day. So I'm in bliss right now.
Yes,
Good.
that's our goal of the podcast.
I feel like you should be taking a nap right now or something. I feel bad for taking up your time.
Is that your normal wake-up call?
2:45, yeah, about that.
Oof.
And it is your Eastern time zone, so it's 6:30 where you are right now. What time you usually go to bed?
My kids usually go down around 8:30, so I'm an hour behind them. So I'm rolling on 5 hours of sleep every day.
Ooh.
I
need
know.
at
Got
least
a lot
6.
of respect for you, man.
Yeah,
I
2:45.
have no idea how I do it. It's just the norm now.
We'll get to the wake-up calls at 2:45 because I think they're for running.
Correct.
But let's talk about how we know each other. So long time ago, when Erika and I were friends and I moved to North Carolina, I grew up here in New Hampshire. I moved to North Carolina and transferred jobs from Sunglass Hut in Salem, New Hampshire to Sunglass Hut in Concord, North Carolina. And my dream at the time was to work in NASCAR, and I was changing tires on pit crews for 3 years. Mm-hmm.
but I transferred jobs so I would have some income. It wasn't a lot. My mom one year goes, "You only made 10 grand this year?" I'm like, well, I don't know. But that's where we met, because you had a job where you were kind of like a mall walker, but you had a mission and you had a gun on you and you had some other cool things. What were you doing then, and how do we meet?
I was, oddly enough, I actually transferred jobs from New Jersey down to Charlotte, North Carolina, working as an armored truck driver with a company called Dunbar. So part of my route was what was it, the Concord Mills Mall? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, part of my route was like going through and picking up like, I don't know, 10 or 15 different spots in the mall. And you were one of them. So it was cool. Like I got to have like 60 mini conversations a day with like different customers and be like in and out in like 2 minutes. Like, hey, how's it going? How's your kids? Blah, 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 blah. See ya. Bye.
It's really what it was like. He was so cool.
Okay.
He came in walking really fast too, but he would hang out and talk real quick. And one time you brought me an application because I wanted a new job that was Monday through Friday. And he's like, well, work here. And you brought an application and I applied for it, but it just didn't work out for me with my schedule and stuff. But yeah, so that's how we met. And that was us. That was just some point around there. We became Facebook friends, which I don't even know if we really are. I just, for some reason, I follow you. It's weird. It's like, I didn't know I followed anybody. And I came across a photo back in April, a year ago now. Yeah. I was like,
hey,
I
did
know
you
this
used
guy.
Did you used to work at the Concord Mills Mall? I was like, oddly enough, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Small world.
And you were in Jersey. And
it was crazy.
And I'm up here. Why did you go to North Carolina?
So originally, I guess we're going to start getting into my background story a little bit. So I'm born and raised in New Jersey, but I grew up playing lacrosse. So when I graduated high school in '05, I got recruited to a small school in North Carolina to play lacrosse called Pfeiffer, which is like 40 minutes north of Charlotte. So I went there for a year. I ended up failing out, moving back to Jersey, getting like a job with Dunbar. And then I was like, I love North Carolina. I'm going to transfer, move back down there. So I went down there and I did that for like a year or so. And then I was playing pickup lacrosse. And this guy was like, he's like, are you Rory Vannais? I said, yeah. He's like, you used to go to Pfeiffer? I said, yeah. He's like, and you still have eligibility left? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to come back to Pfeiffer? I'm the new head coach. I was like,
No way.
Sure. So I ended up going back to Pfeiffer like 5 years later as a 22-year-old sophomore. So I ended up graduating college when I was like 24. And,
Way to go.
Yeah. I played my senior year. Yeah, my senior year of lacrosse. I was 24 years old. The freshmen were like 17. They called me Uncle Rory. It was awesome. It was wild. I was like a man among boys. It was nuts.
That's pretty common in here in the hockey world. A lot of the college players, especially D3, they're like 21, 22-year-olds. You know, they're not going pro, but they play a couple years in between. They don't take a break like he did, but they're quite older too. So that's kind of funny.
It was
that's
wild.
all. But you went back to school, you graduated, you got the degree. I'm sure your mom and dad were happy.
Yep.
And then you moved back home. Was that the deal?
I stayed in Charlotte for like 2 or 3 years, kind of bouncing around doing nothing special. And then I ended up moving back to Jersey. And then I met my wife, and that was that.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happens.
Yeah, kind of was like, all right, well, your roots are planted now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I moved back and I got a real job, and I'm like, I almost went back to North Carolina. I was like, I should probably take this real job with health insurance. So I came back to New Hampshire December, Christmas, New Year's 2012. Does that sound right? Yeah, 2011, 2012. When was that? How long did you stay in North Carolina? What year you go back to New Jersey?
I graduated from Pfeiffer in 2012, 2013. So yeah, I probably went back in like 14 or 15, something like that. I don't know. It all blends together. I was down
So
there
what
for
have
a
you been
little
up
bit.
to since? Besides, like, you started your family.
Yeah. So, well, going back, after I left North Carolina, I got a job with my degree. I was a juvenile corrections officer I was a criminal justice major. So when I got home, that was like one of the first things that I saw. I applied for it. I got the job. And so I was a juvenile CO for like 4 years, working the 3 to 11 shift. So my wife is a teacher. So this all plays into the sobriety thing as well. My wife's a teacher. I was working the 3 to 11 shift. So we kind of would go back and forth like, hey, how you doing? All right, I'm going to sleep. All right, I'm going to work. Bye. So eventually it just turned into I'd get home from work and like, let me calm down, relax, have a beer. And then over the years, like the stress of the job, like a beer turned into a couple beers. And then it was like, oh, well, this isn't doing it anymore. Let me go over to hard liquor. And next thing I know, I was like drinking a gallon of vodka a day. It was like a slippery slope. Yeah, it got crazy for a while. I was still like operating life on a normal basis. You know, just going to the gym, doing CrossFit, going to work, being a juvenile CO, but I was just like blitzed 24/7, just going through the motions. And obviously, you can't kind of sustain that lifestyle, and it fell out. I guess we can get to that a little bit later, but ended up leaving that job and did a complete 180 career switch. Now I am a residential new construction plumber. So that college degree I have.
Yeah.
Piece of paper on the wall, don't use it.
This is the first time I'm using my college degree, doing a podcast. It wasn't podcasting, but it was marketing. And I'm like trying to market the podcast.
You're nailing it, dude.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. The jobs I've done in life have nothing to do, where I make a living, have nothing to do with my college degree.
I feel like that's the way for a lot of people. But
yeah. Yeah. It was for the experience. What was college life like?
The first go round was wild.
Oh yeah, let's hear that one.
So the reason I left Pfeiffer the first time was I failed a drug test my freshman year, got kicked off the lacrosse team, and I was like, well, this is stupid. So I just started I started partying hard for like the last 3 months of school and ended up with like a .08 GPA. All my friends like used to make fun of me and be like, dude, your blood alcohol content was higher than your GPA. And I was like, well, if that wasn't like a flash forward to a couple years later, then I don't know. Like, if that wasn't a red flag waving. But I ended up like straightening this shit. Obviously, like, got my life together, got a full-time job with Dunbar, went back down to North Carolina. The last time I went back to Pfeiffer, like, when I was there, I had like my head squared on straight. I was like a 3.5 GPA student. I got like a 4.0 in my degree. I was just like laser focused on it. I was doing ROTC classes at UNCC at the same time with a plan to go into the military after college. So I was like laser focused, very big into lacrosse. I was a 3-year captain the 3 years that I was there. It was great. Like, I loved college. It was awesome.
Weren't you coaching too, lacrosse? Weren't you a coach?
Yeah, I used to coach at a middle school. It's like AG Middle School in Charlotte. That was when I worked for Dunbar.
Yeah, that would have been in between the 2 times you went to college then. Yeah, because when I met you, you were telling me you were a coach on the side. Like, it wasn't your only job. You coached too.
Yeah, I coached middle school lacrosse before I went back to Pfeiffer. And then obviously once I was there and I was playing, I didn't have time for that anymore. So, but yeah, it was cool. Like, always giving back to the game. It's a big part of lacrosse is giving back to the next generation. So that was.
Are you still involved now?
I actually was playing for the last couple years on not semi-pro. It's like a men's post-collegiate league. And then when I got really serious into running, I was like, if I'm training this hard for marathoning and I get hurt playing pickup lacrosse, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hung up the cleats. I'll go back eventually, but right now that same laser focus I had for lacrosse is now transitioned into running 100%. So I'm I'm good. I'll see you guys when I see you. But yeah,
That's
I
right.
hung it up
Good
for a
for
little
you.
bit.
Well, let's get into running because we are running podcast. And I don't know where running falls in your journey to the change in your life because you were the CEO and you're drinking a gallon of vodka a night. Probably a lot of other alcohol was consumed during that time. When in that sobriety process did you start running? Was it before or after or during? What was the timing?
No, I hated running. Like, absolutely. Running was always a punishment. Growing up, my entire life, if I was running, I was being forced to run. I never willingly ran. So, when I moved back to Jersey, the reason how I met my wife was through CrossFit. So I joined the CrossFit gym. I met her, and I was like, this is awesome, so I'm going to start doing this because this really hot girl's doing it.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the only reason you actually go and stay at the gym.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for a couple years, like 3 or 4 years, and then COVID hit. And when the gym shut down up here, I was like, all right, well, I need to find some way to stay physically active. So it was like January of that year, I was like, well, what's something that I really hate? I was like, I hate doing burpees. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try and do 25,000 burpees this year. So like that's
what?
Yeah, seriously.
So that's over the course. What?
That was the first year. Well,
what does that equate to?
I can send you the spreadsheet.
I am fascinated in that. You can worry about it later, but
yeah.
I am fascinated.
I'll send you guys the spreadsheet because I was like meticulous in my tracking. So the year of
That's
COVID,
68.5 burpees a day.
Woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Well, no, I ended up doing 37,500 burpees.
Oh no! Oh,
37,000. All right, hold on. Let me do the math for you. Let me hit clear. 37,500 divided by 365. 102.7 burpees a day.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think we found our next challenge.
No, we did not. Good
Yeah,
for you, though. Holy
it
shit.
was it got kind of crazy. So obviously I blew like that challenge out of the water. So the next year rolled around,
Yeah.
which would have been 2022. And I was like, all right, what's something else I hate running or doing? I was like, well, I guess I hate running, so let's do that. So my goal was to run, I think it was 500 miles in the year and then do like X amount of push-ups and sit-ups throughout the year as well. And I think I was running 4 miles a day. That's how I kind of broke it down to do it in the year. I got into like, I guess early spring, and my sister-in-law was like, you're running every day. Why don't you train for something? I was like, okay. I was like, well, I've done a half marathon in the past, so check that off. So I went online and I signed up for the Philly Marathon.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Philly Marathon 2021 was my first marathon, November 2021. So I started off just doing like the Hal Higdon training, novice one. That's all I did. And I didn't have a time goal. It was just like finish. That was it. So I ran that first marathon in 3:19:58 with like a perfect even split. I forget what it was, but like my first 13.1 was exactly the same as my second. Completely like
That is fantastic.
it was pure luck.
Splits, so.
It's like I did nothing for it. It just happened to be that way. But like
Good for you.
everyone says they finished that first marathon and they're like, this was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I'm never doing that again. I finished and was like, that was awesome. I want to qualify for Boston. It was like right there. And that's kind of when I sold my soul to running.
And 319, you're not that far off.
No, so at the time I was 34, so I would have been 3 hours would have been my BQ for that race, but I didn't have any aspirations at that point. I probably didn't even know that 3 hours was my BQ at that point.
Well, I actually learned something yesterday.
What?
Your Boston qualifying age isn't the age you are on the day you run the race. It's the age you'll be in that Boston Marathon.
Correct. Yes.
You knew. Okay, he's saying correct. You're nodding your head like, yeah, duh.
I was told
Everyone
about
knows
this
that.
by
I learned it yesterday.
by a friend because she was saying that that's what she's looking forward to is moving up in an age group, so she gets the extra 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
So yeah, it's when you
It is
actually the age you are on race day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I learned it yesterday, so
There you go.
Hey, you know it now. That's what's important.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the club. Yeah, so I finished the Philly Marathon, and I was like, how do I go from a 3:19 to a 3:05? Because I ended up looking it up, and I saw that in order to qualify for this year's Boston Marathon. I would have been 36 at the time. I had to run a 3:05. So I was like, all right, so how do I go from a 3:19:58 to a 3:04:59? I was like, well, I got to hire a coach. So I went to my local running store. I asked around about some coaches, and I found this guy, Casey Coleman, PR with CR. I reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, I'll absolutely take you on. He looked at like some old races, my race times, and he has been absolutely instrumental in taking me from what I was to where I am now. I know it's like, I have to put in the work, but I credit him like 100% from taking me from just like a guy that was running 3-4 miles a day to running Boston in 21 days or whatever it'll be when this airs.
This will come out. People are listening. It's less than a week. Less than a week. I'm getting it out in time because the people need to learn who the Rullet is. We haven't even gotten into the Rullet, but they need to learn before. So when they see you, they'll be like, yes, there he is.
Oh, man, how that's gotten way out of hand. Whew.
We will get there.
We're going to have a sign with your hashtag and your Instagram handle.
Eric is making a sign. We'll be on the sideline, so you'll see us.
Are you guys going to be up there?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, awesome. Can't wait to meet you in person again.
This is practically a local race for us, so it's real easy for us to drive down and do some spectating. So we can't wait to support all you guys running Boston. We're real proud of you.
I am, to say stoked is like a complete understatement. Like, I don't know if you follow me on Strava, but like the way I name my runs is I count down to the next marathon that I'm running. So like as soon as I ran Salisbury, my next run after Salisbury, or Last Chance BQ, once I knew that I qualified and got into Boston, it immediately started at like 137. And then every day I ran 136, 135. So like people see me on the street like, how many days until Boston? I'm like 22, 21. I always know like exactly how many days it is away. I'm just like, I'm enthralled. I can't even believe like that I'm going to do it. It's still kind of surreal, but
well, we jumped ahead. Let's get into the race that qualified you.
Well, no, you can't jump that far ahead.
Yeah.
So we're skipping a lot here.
Yeah, no. So we're going to talk about your coach soon and his wife because that's the other way I reconnected with him, and I don't even know who she is, but we follow her. But really, what it was I started this podcast with you a little over a year ago, and I came across this photo of you on Facebook, and you look like you are absolutely out of gas at the finish line and devastated. And let's talk about that race. That was your second marathon.
Second marathon. So I ran Philly in November. 4 months later, we had picked out the Salisbury Marathon. So that was April 1st, 2022. So obviously the
Only
goal...
about a year ago.
Yeah. The goal was to run 3:05. So I was in great shape. My coach ran it with me. His plan was to pace me all the way through. He's a phenomenal athlete. I'll just put that out there. So he was going to like kind of hang back and pace me and make sure he could get me there. So I was like, all right, all I got to do is stay on this guy's hip and I'm going to qualify. That's it. Couple miles in, he's hurting. And I'm like, oh crap, I have to do this now. He's like, I'm going to get you.
Training, man. Trust your training.
He's like, I'm going to get you as far as I can. But like, he's like, I'm not feeling it today. I'm in a bad place. I'm like, all right. So like I'm cruising, I'm doing great through half, and anyone that's ever ran the Salisbury Marathon, it's a small marathon, but it's a great place to BQ. The second
What
half,
state is it in?
Salisbury, Maryland. So it's where Salisbury University is. The second half of the marathon is all through farmlands. So the only thing out there is like Purdue chicken farms. So I get into these wide open fields that just smell like chicken poop. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then this headwind hits us. And I'm like, oh, no. And it just zapped me. So I'm just like trugging along. It didn't get like terrible, but like it was the marathon hurts. My hamstrings started seizing up. You start playing mental games. Start looking at your watch a lot more. And it's like, all right, well, if I do this and like your math is terrible because you're physically exhausted, you're zapped. And he's like, stop looking at your watch. it's in you or it's not. So I'm like, all right, empty the tank. And the way it goes is you enter back into the town and you make the last turn, and it's a slight uphill to the finish line. So I make this last turn and I look up and I can see the clock and it says 3:04. It was like 3:04:30. And I was like, I'm not getting there in 30 seconds. It ain't happening. And like right there, I was like, all right, well, what do you have to lose? So I book it. I run up this hill and I ended up crossing the line at 3:05:33. So I missed my BQ by 33 seconds. I PR'd by almost 10 minutes and I start crying.
I think it was over 14.
Yeah.
You had a 13-minute, 24-second PR.
And I'm devastated.
Yes.
Devastated.
I sent you the pictures earlier. There's one of them.
Yep.
This is the one that caught my attention when
I read that. I read it, and
is it my post?
So much.
Yeah,
was it my
the
post?
picture that caught my attention a year ago, and I'm like, I know this guy, was the one of you leaned over, and that must be your wife, right?
That's
there?
my wife. Yep, and I'm crying my eyes out.
My heart goes out to
seconds.
you, man.
33 seconds, but
but look at
14-minute PR though. That is huge.
Yeah,
and I want to point out, look at this picture. You must be hugging Casey.
Yeah, that's
you
my
have
coach.
a smile, man.
Yeah.
You have a smile. So even though you're bawling your eyes out, the gooders blocked that. Your smile is still showing.
Yeah, it was like I didn't have 33 seconds that day. Like I left every single thing I had on that course. It hurt at the moment. It hurt for a couple days, but like after I got over like the sting of not qualifying there, I turned that 33 seconds into fuel, and I was like, that memory is going to be what pushes me to qualify my next time. So that was April. Obviously, like for most people that try and qualify, you have two chances. You have your fall marathon and then your spring marathon, because the sign up window for Boston is always like the second week, like end of the like first, second week in September. Mm-hmm. So it's either like you qualify in the fall or the spring, unless you live somewhere else and you can get in an early fall marathon. So I'm like, I want to qualify for this year's Boston. Let's try and find a marathon around. So we searched around. There was a couple that we were looking at. There's one in North Jersey called Chasing the Unicorn. That was an option. The Erie Marathon in Erie, Pennsylvania. That was an option. But we ended up going with a race called Last Chance BQ in Geneva, Illinois, which is like right outside of Chicago. And it was on September 11th this year. And obviously it's called Last Chance BQ because it's set up for people to qualify for Boston. It is it's always the weekend before the registration window opens. So it's like everyone there.
That's the name, Last Chance.
Last Chance
it.
BQ. Like if you don't get it there, you're not getting it. Like wait until next year. So it's set up for people to qualify. It is like I think it's like a 4.7 mile loop that you just do over and over again. So it's like, it's nice. Like they have them called like elite tables. So you have like all your waters and your gels set up there. You don't have to carry anything on. You run by, you grab what you need, you throw it down, somebody picks it up, brings it back to the table for you. So it was
a really small marathon?
Yeah, there was probably less than like 200 people ran it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It's in a very small town. But like it was nice. Like the crowd support was pretty good because everyone that was there was like families of people trying to qualify. So you kept on seeing like all these same people on every loop, and like they were all pumped up because they knew what you were there for, and everyone was so like excited. But at like the same time, it's early September, so you're gambling. Everything falls on, are you getting a good weather day? And it started off great, and then it turned really quick. The humidity hit, and it was like, oh boy. So like I was under pace halfway through, and I remember looking at my watch at 13.1, and I was like, I got this in the bag. I'm gonna run sub 3. This is great. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to Boston. It's probably the worst thing you can think running a marathon is like, yeah, I got this halfway through, because it doesn't work that way. And then like the running gods are like, oh yeah, watch this, zap your hamstrings.
Oh.
So mile 16 comes around and my right hamstring starts seizing up. And I'm like, oh boy. Well, only one thing to do is keep on pushing. So I keep going. I'm like, keep on like grabbing, like reaching back, throwing punches at my hamstrings. Like, come on, you stupid things. Don't do this. I ended up like, it made me walk 3 times in the next 2 laps. I run through like the finish chute with 1 lap to go. I do quick math in my head and I'm like, well, sub 3 is out the window.
Mhm.
But if you can boogie on this last lap, you can still qualify. So I made it like 3/4 of the way through. Both my hamstrings seized up again. I stopped at a water table, walked up to it, grabbed like 2 cups of Gatorade, chugged it, threw a couple cups of water in my face, and just started going. I turned the last corner, and it was the same thing. I saw like 3:04:30, and I was like, nah, not this time. And I went into a full sprint, and I crossed the finish line with like 16 seconds to spare. Both my hamstrings seized out as soon as I crossed, and I had like the most... I really wish there was a picture of it. Like when I say I crossed the finish line and face planted, I was like out, like skidded across the dirt, and
Oh no!
there's no picture of it, and I'm like really mad
We
about
can
it.
recreate it
I'll do a dramatic recreation at one point
for the content, for
Perfect.
the pod.
for the gram.
You did it though. You did it.
Yeah, so like I'm laying there on the ground elated, and a volunteer comes up to me and he's like, you got to move, people are finishing. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I just rolled. I rolled over 3 times because I couldn't move. He's like, do you need an ambulance? I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Just give me a minute.
I got to get up and like go ring that bell over there. It says I BQ'd.
That must
yeah.
be the best feeling in the world.
It was awesome. Like, but once again, like my goal was sub 3 and I didn't make it and I was devastated. I qualified. I PR'd again by like another 30 something seconds, but I didn't meet my goal. Like that's how my brain works, is like an addict. Like if I have a goal and I don't meet that goal, it's a failure.
Mhm.
So like I qualified, but I was still like kind of like bummed. Which is kind of crazy to think of. Like in my 3rd
get it.
marathon, I qualified for Boston. And I'm like, oh, you're a failure.
Well, you had your A goal, but then you had your B goal and your C goal, which you hit. So, I mean, there's always next time, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going for in 21 days is sub 3 in Boston. So
That's what I was going to ask. What's the goal for Boston? I didn't know if you were going to like go for a PR or if you're just going to take it all in.
So I thought about it for a little bit, but it's not in my nature to kind of just enjoy something. I have to suffer. So I'm going for a PR. I'm going for sub 3 in Boston. That's the plan. And I am
You just got to channel your inner Eliud Kipchoge. He's going to be there, and if he can do anything,
I'm just going to get behind him and just like use him as a
Draft
shield.
him.
Yeah. And then like he's going to be like the way Casey was in Salisbury. I'm like, I just got to follow this guy. And if I can do that, I'm going to be a world record holder. So I got that going for
stick
me.
to his hip.
That's right. I would say just behind his hip, take the draft.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
the
take
draft.
the
I'll
draft.
pass him in the last like 100 meters.
It'll be epic. It'll be great on TV.
So have you done any other marathons since the Last Chance BQ, or is this going to be like the
This is
next
number
one
4.
that you're going to? All right,
This
giving it a
is number
shot.
4. Yeah.
So for Strava, when you went in your very next run after that marathon in Illinois, what day? How many days was it?
I didn't know if I qualified yet, and I didn't have the race on the calendar yet. So even though like I qualified, I didn't think I was gonna get into Boston because everyone was saying that like this was the year that I was gonna go back to the cutoff. You know, like COVID had kind of like settled a little bit, and everyone was like, "Yeah, they're probably gonna have like a 5-minute buffer," and I was like, "Well, I got like 39 seconds. Like this isn't happening for me." Obviously, I put in like my application the second that it opened. I remember I was sitting in my work truck that next Monday morning, and I had like an emergency like flood inside in a job in Philly, and I'm like, yeah, I got to go out to my truck for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, this Code Brown's going to have to wait.
Okay, I need a couple of minutes, you guys.
And I sat there and I refreshed my phone until it opened up, and like I was probably like one of the first 10,000 people because everyone else is probably doing that too. Even though like the way Boston is it's open for a week. It doesn't matter if you put in your registration minute one or at the end of the week. It doesn't matter, but I still wanted to get it in. So I put in for it, but I'd kind of resigned to the fact that I wasn't going to get in. It's like, there's going to be a buffer. There's no way. Like, it's 29 seconds isn't going to cut it. So, when they announced a couple of weeks later that all the applicants got in, once again, I was at work and I looked down on my phone like on a break and I have like 47 Instagram messages. And people are like, bro, you got in. And I was like, what? And it was like, talk about elation. Like, that was probably one of the happiest I've been. Is my wife around? Besides, like, my marriage and my children being born. It's pretty up there. Get into Boston. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought there was not a chance that there wasn't going to be a buffer this year. I was like, all right, well, I qualified. It's cool. I checked that off the list. I'll try and run a faster time next year. Like, I had already thought about like what marathon I was going to sign up for again to try and get like a better score for Boston 2024. And it was like, all right, this is what it is. I'm gonna do better next time. And it was like, no, you're running Boston in April. And it was like, what? Yeah, it was.
Have you ever been here?
Yeah, I have been to Boston. I'm a big history nerd. So my wife's wedding present, my wife's wedding present to me was like an extended weekend in Boston. She was like, nerd out. She's like, you can drag me around to everywhere you want. And I was like, yup, we're going here, we're going here.
Walk the Freedom Trail.
Of course, we did the Freedom Trail. Went to Fenway.
That was like field trips for us as kids, the Freedom Trail.
Yeah, it was
that and
awesome.
Plymouth Plantation. Did you go to Plymouth Plantation?
I don't think I did. No.
Oh, we did a couple times.
Like Plymouth Rock, Plymouth Plantation?
Yeah. You'll notice something. When you go to Plymouth Plantation, you look at Plymouth Rock, you're going to be like, oh.
It's so boring.
It's not really that big of a rock. It's like, it's not even as big as your TV in front of us. What's that, 55 inches?
Well, it's called erosion, buddy, all right?
Yeah. No,
and the people were smaller back then.
You look at it, you know,
it's way bigger than that.
Yeah, we got bigger. We did, if you look at it. American computers got smaller, humans got bigger. No, Plymouth Plantation, Plymouth Rock, where the Pilgrims, settled, and I went on a couple of field trips there. It's cool. It's too bad people vandalize the rock now. Like it's kept protected, but you can still get in, and people like go spray paint it and everything, and it's hard to keep it the way it was.
O'Doyle rules. No one got the reference. O'Doyle rules. No one.
Yeah.
Ruler.
No, I get the reference.
Of course.
What are you looking at, Penguin?
Doyle rules. I have a whole feeling your whole family's going down.
Go ahead, Bueller.
Well, we will talk more about Boston right at the end because you're coming here and you're doing a little pre-run, a little shakeout that I saw. But let's get into Instagram because you are the Rullet. You are a sober dude with a mullet chasing a unicorn. Tell us how the Rullet was born.
All right, so when I started doing that challenge, the 4 miles a day, I was posting all that on my personal Instagram page. I was kind of like, no one cares about this. Like, all my friends, like, they don't care that I'm running 4 miles a day. Like, all right, cool. Look, Rory ran around in a circle again. Awesome. So I decided to make a separate page just for like all my running junk. And then like my personal page was going to be for like my family and all that stuff. So like I'm thinking of a name. And like at the time, I've had a mullet for a while now. It's kind of like this thing that like I've joked with my wife, like I'm going to come home with a mullet. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm going to do it. So finally I came home with a mullet and I'm like, babe, I freaking love this. This is awesome. And that was like something with the mullet because it's like defines who I am as a person now. So I was like, all right, running mullet. So like the fad came and went and I've just been like going with it. I'm like full on with it. So like when it came to make a name, I was like, all right, well, obviously it's got to be Rullet. Bam. And I fully embraced it and did it. And it kind of just like became a whole thing of its own. And I don't know if I don't think I meant for it to turn into what it is. It just kind of like naturally happened.
All right, so we had a little internet issue during the middle of the interview, so I figured let's drop a little promo here for your 10 miler coming up, Erika.
Yes. So I am hosting the Total Image Running 10 miler and 10K coming up in Manchester, New Hampshire at Arms Park on Saturday, May 13th at 8 a.m. I want to see everybody there. It's a fantastic race. It's going to benefit For the Love of Dog, a local nonprofit, and it's stroller friendly, dog friendly, and it's bound to be a great time. So I hope to see everybody there. You can find the registration info at totalimagerunning.com/TI10.
You can also follow our Instagram, and you'll see plenty of posts on there for the Total Image 10 miler and 10K. I'll be there probably holding a sign saying turn this way or make a U-turn, do whatever. I'll be there to help you out. It'll be fun. Like we said last time, there'll be music and prizes and medals, and are they getting T-shirts, I think? If you have a baby, bring the baby. Erika will kiss your baby. It's dog friendly. You can bring your dog and run with your dog. It's going to be a ton of fun. So hope to see everyone there for Erika's big debut as a race director. But that's enough of this promo. Let's get back to the Rullet. And right now, I think we're really going to get into his Instagram and everything he does. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys are enjoying this.
And now back to your regularly scheduled interview.
All right, well, we're back. We got a little hiccup there. Let's just go into, you just start talking from the beginning about reels. Be like, yeah, that got a little out of hand. I used to do it every day. You start there.
All right. So yeah, I was posting reels every single day, like nonstop. It just kind of got like kind of crazy. And I was actually warming up for a local 5K, and I saw the guy that owns our local running store, and he ended up doing the rest of the warm up with me, and he was like, "Hey, how's Boston training going?" I'm like, "Good. Like I'm nailing all my workouts." I was like, "Just like something's like off." And I was like, "I can't really put my finger on it." And he's like, "Have you thought about like pumping the brakes a little bit on social media?" And like the second he said it, it was like this weight lifted off my shoulders. So I decided like right then, I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this every single day anymore. Like this is getting a little crazy. So I still put out like a couple a week. Like I'm not crazy with finding the audio every single night and, thinking about it all the time. It's like if I feel like doing it in the morning and I have the time, I'll do it. But otherwise, I'm just kind of like, all right, it is what it is. Like obviously Boston and running well there and getting like the extra rest is more important than putting out a reel, even though like I love doing them and it's funny.
Yeah.
If I didn't like doing them, I wouldn't do them. But I do. I think it's funny. I enjoy it, and like I always get a lot of people like saying that like how much they love them, and like it's the first thing that they see when they wake up and they check their Instagram. It's like
I think they're awesome.
like it's something from me, and I'm like, all right, well, as long as I'm like making people smile and like they think it's funny, I'll continue doing them.
Well, this is so how I found you again more recently on Instagram, and I found you as the Rullet. We do follow on our account a girl named Randy, who I think is your running coach's wife. And is she a twin mom?
Yes.
So that's how it was. So I find people, because I'm a twin dad. I have twins. And I think that's how I found her. And I found twin moms that run. And randomly, I came across a picture of hers that she posted. And you're in the background. And I'm like, there's that guy again. There's the guy from Sunglass Hut who'd come and take our deposits and who I saw trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon. And I'm like, this guy's in this girl's post. He's a big deal. And then I find you, I follow you, and I say, hey, man, this is kind of crazy, but I think I know who you are. And we kind of connected the dots and we're like, holy shit. Yeah. And then I'm watching, I'm like, he's got this crazy mullet and these awesome tattoos, and he's got these 6-pack abs, and he's making these hilarious reels. And I'm like, this guy, I'm trying to like figure out reels. And I'm like, how do you do them every day? And you obviously had to prep and find like, what audio am I going to use? And you just talking about how you did slow down and Boston's important. But that's when I found you, and you're like in your prime, at your peak right then.
Wait, you saying I'm not anymore? Like it's going down?
You are now
you insult our guest. How dare you?
You're now in your peak running zone. That's what you are. Because you got Boston in 21 days.
I'm still going up, man. I'm just getting there. It's
I watched every one of this guy's reels. They're awesome.
Thank you. That's
You got to check it out. She just
I'm
goes,
gonna have to look.
yeah. Well, we just disconnected and we had to reconnect. And Erica's like quickly looking, and she goes like, "Oh, he's not just the Rullet, he's the Rullet," and realized who you were on Instagram. She goes,
I was stalking your Strava because you're like, if you follow me on Strava, so you're gonna get a request from me. I don't
send it.
So
Send it.
but I was looking for your name and I'm like, he's not there. And then I was like, wait a minute, is it under the Rullet, the running mullet?
Yep.
So I found you.
Strava's the running mode as well. But
Awesome.
yeah, I just have a lot of fun with it and I enjoy doing it,
and you share your story on a few of them too. Oh, Rachel Runs for Medals at least liked his post, so that's him with the long hair.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he used to look like. I mean, that was probably during that time of a gallon of vodka a day.
Is that when
But you shared your story on there too.
Yeah, so I'm very vocal about my sobriety. In May, I'll have 5 years. So that's a huge accomplishment.
Nice, bud.
Congratulations.
It was a rough road getting there. I went to rehab twice and detox 3 times. So it's not like I was a first time winner, as they say in like the rooms. Yeah, it was rough, and I really credit my wife for sticking by me. She was pregnant when I was going through all that, and it's probably not easy, being 7 months pregnant and your husband's in rehab twice. But yeah, she was very instrumental, and I have a close friend, Pierce, who's also he's also sober, and he really helped me through it. So it's a blessing to be for sure. But I take that, and I'm very vocal about it because I've had a lot of people message me throughout these 5 years and be like, "Hey man, I've seen that you're sober. Like, I'm really struggling. Is there something like, is there any advice?" And I've talked to a lot of people and, gotten them to go seek treatment and get help. And, sometimes it just you need to be able to see someone else has done this and can do it and is enjoying life again, to be able to, consciously make that decision to change and, put down the pill or the bottle or whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be mental health is something that can plague anybody in multiple different ways. And it's why I'm so vocal about it. One of the ways I do that is through a nationwide organization called the Phoenix. They're actually out of Boston and Denver. They offer free fitness classes to people in recovery. The only thing you need is 48 hours of continuous sobriety, and you can attend any of their events. They have running, yoga, rock climbing, game nights, CrossFit, weightlifting, cycling, anything you can think of like physically active, the Phoenix offers. You can just www.thephoenix.org, and you can type in your zip code and you can just pop into a class. All you need is 48 hours of continuous sobriety. It's something that I found very early in my own recovery, and I started off as an athlete, and then as soon as I started getting like enough sobriety under my belt, a couple months, I immediately was like, how do I become a volunteer? And I went through their training. I did that, and me and a couple buddies, we started the first Phoenix group in southern New Jersey. We operated out of our local CrossFit gym called CrossFit Medford, and they still operate that. But when I stopped doing CrossFit, I was like, well, I still want to be involved in the Phoenix, so how do I do this? So I started the Phoenix Run Crew, and we meet bi-weekly all over southern New Jersey. We pick different locations like ice cream shops, coffee stores, all sorts of different stuff. And there's like a group of like 10 to 15 of us, and we go out for like 4 or 5 mile runs, come back, and then just like talk about how life is going, support each other, be there for each other. It's awesome. And, as I've been doing this for a couple years, the Phoenix has noticed I've had one of like the highest attended classes nationwide through the Phoenix, and this fall they invited me out to Denver for like a volunteer symposium. I went out there and did that, and then when they found out that I qualified for Boston, they wanted to help me out and sponsor me, so they took care of all that. So I'm actually leading a shakeout run. I think we're going to end up doing it Sunday before Boston. I'll have all the details on my Instagram page. But if you're in Boston and you're sober or you're not and you just want to come out and support, check out my Instagram page in the next couple days and you'll see the meetup spot and the time and location. But yeah, I'll be leading a shakeout run for the Phoenix before the Boston Marathon, which is like, it's like two of my,
That's
yeah,
cool, man.
it's like two of the things I'm most proud of, like qualifying for Boston and my sobriety, like coming together. Like I couldn't be more proud of that.
Well, I'm proud of you, dude, because you told me the Rory you knew in North Carolina and the Rory you are now, a lot has happened in those 11, 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
And a lot has happened. When you look at the pictures and everything and the stories you share on social media, definitely am proud of you, bud. So I'm happy for you that you're there, 5 years strong almost, and here's to the next 5 and 5 after that and 5 more. I'm glad you kept going because it took you more than one shot of rehab and detoxing and everything. So especially like you said with your wife there, 7 months pregnant, going through that. I mean, I'm proud of you to keep it going.
God bless her heart.
You got a great support system.
Yeah, I really do.
Support.
My kids, I can hear them right outside. I'm in my bedroom right now, and my wife is out there. She just got done bath time with my kids, and I just hear them like screaming and going crazy. So I'm like,
oh, we love kids. They're great. How many you have?
I have 2. I have a 4 and a 2-year-old. So that.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the thick of it. So
yeah,
like,
you are. I'm there with you.
What are yours? Well, you have twins too, so like.
My daughter just turned 7, but my twins just turned 2.
Whoo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I do. And we're at the point right now where if they're not sick today, they're sick tomorrow, and then one gets better, the other one's sick, and
it's brutal. So we kind of started off the podcast talking about how I wake up at 2:45. So the whole reason that is I told you I met my wife in CrossFit. She's still very active going to the gym. So I wake up that early so I can do my training runs before work. So I have to leave. I work in Philadelphia, but I live in southern New Jersey. So I have to leave here by like 6 a.m. So I get up, I run like my 10, 12, whatever miles, go into work, and then after work, on my way home, I go right to the CrossFit gym. I pick up my kids from my wife so she can work out. And then when she comes home, like we have our family time, we do dinner and everything, and then put the kids to bed, and then it's like, 9 o'clock, and that's the only time I get to spend with my wife. So it's like, I'm good with getting 5 hours of sleep if I can spend an hour with my wife. It's
there you go.
Yeah, it's like family time is like the most important thing. Like I love running, I love training, but like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be anything. So
you got the right priorities, man.
Yeah,
good for you.
Yeah. Sleep. I'll sleep later. It's fine.
You sleep when you're dead, right?
Exactly.
That's how the saying goes. Yeah.
I'm going to take it a whole 180 degrees here, but I like your T-shirt.
Yeah.
I noticed it too.
Fuck it. Going running. Sorry, kids.
That's up there with the shirt that you have that says like, that's a terrible idea. What time?
That's right. That is up there with it.
So good.
I think this is a Sarah Marshall design, not to plug her, but
love her.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a bunch of her stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I have one that's like, it says like the world's okayest runner. Like, that's me. I'm mediocre.
So what's your game plan for Boston? Not talking the race, but when are you showing up in town?
So I am getting there on Saturday. I'm actually going up with Casey and Randy. We're driving up together on Saturday. My wife is hanging back with the kids. She's going to spend Saturday night like hanging out with them because we don't want to burden either of our parents with our crazy kids for 2 nights. So she's going to drive up on Sunday, probably like midday, hang out, watch the race on Sunday or Monday, and then we are like going to boogie back to Jersey to get our kids. So yeah, it's going to be a quick turnaround. It's going to be a quick trip, but like that's how all my marathons are. Like even when I went out to Last Chance, I flew out the day before to Chicago, landed, went to a game at Wrigley Field, went back to my hotel, slept, woke up, ran the marathon, took a shower, back on the plane.
That's so rough to do that.
It's like a business trip.
I've done that basically.
Yeah, no, it really is.
That's what it was.
I've done that twice and I don't recommend it.
No, it was
like,
it was rough.
Yeah, I have no time.
Yeah.
Got to catch this plane.
Yeah.
Is Casey and Randy running the race too?
They are. Yep. So Randy's had like a really rough training cycle. She caught COVID for the first time a couple months ago and got hit with long COVID. And
oh no.
yeah, she got hit really bad by it. But she's tough as nails. I love that girl. She actually paced me to my first marathon in Philly. She ran the entire race with me up until like the last bit, and she was like, "Just go." But like I credit Casey and Randy for like so much in my running career. They've been awesome to me. Even when we were talking about like where did the Rullet come from, I remember being on a 20-mile run with Casey and Randy, and I was like picking Randy's brain. And I was like, "How'd you get so many followers? What'd you do? How did you do this? How do you do that? What do you do? How do you become an ambassador? What is an ambassador? What do you do? Blah 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 blah."
I have all these questions.
Yeah, and I remember
we haven't quite hit that.
it's so funny. Like she makes fun of me now about it, but there was like a point on that run where like I remember looking at people's reels and like the lip syncing thing and being like, "That is the stupidest thing in the world." And I remember saying these exact words to her. I was like, "I will never do that." And that's all I do now. That's it. That's all I do is those stupid lip syncing videos all the time. But yeah, that's
My reels are now these videos that we record on Riverside, and I'll occasionally hit the M key on the keyboard when I see something good. I'm like, all right, that's going to be a reel. And my reels are just podcast clips. And I'm like, that's what ours are going to be, because I've yet to find the time to prep and do a whole lip syncing, some sound and audio. I'm just like, we're going to do our own.
You keep saying like, hey, let's do those dancing videos. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not the dancing ones, but let's do like some of the. Well, no, there was the one.
And I'm like,
there was one I thought it would be really hilarious.
So you saying
if we're going for funny, then yes, I'll do it.
you saying you guys want to do a collaboration with me on a reel?
Let's do one.
All right, I'll find one.
You got to talk us through it though.
I got you. I'll teach you. I'll ease you in.
I told her a fun one I want to do for Boston, so we'll see if it comes out, because this episode's coming up before Boston. But I want to take one of Erika being like, "Here come the elites, here they come," and in the middle of telling me, I'll switch to a clip of NASCAR, like the car's going, and be like, "Oh, they're gone."
And there they are.
Did you see it? I want to talk Philly actually real quick, because you're much closer to Philly than I thought, because originally I was thinking New Jersey. But do you run around Philly quite often, or do you run more around your area?
I stay pretty local. I do run in Philly occasionally. Like for the Phoenix, we'll do like the bridge run, which is it starts in Camden, New Jersey, and you run across the Ben Franklin Bridge, and then you do like a couple miles in like it's called Old City. It's where like the Declaration of Independence was signed, where the Liberty Bell is, and all like the historical sites in Philadelphia. We'll do like some running in there, but like for the most part, the only time I really run in Philly is during races. Like I just had a half marathon on Sunday in Philly, and I ran over there. But other than that, like, nah, I don't go over too often. I'm there every day for work, but I don't run that often over there.
Around the time you ran the Philly Marathon, I lived in Philly for 5 weeks, so you probably never heard of this. Randy probably has, because she has twins, but my wife had twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, and we got rushed to CHOP.
Oh.
And I was like, so CHOP is Children's Hospital Philadelphia, and we're like getting ready, packing up to go to CHOP. They're like, you have a 6 a.m. appointment, and then I'm like, wait, I don't get to go to the doctor's appointments here because it was COVID. And I go to my wife, why are we going to Philly and not Boston? Boston has the greatest hospitals in the world. And they say, well, CHOP's actually the best hospital in the world for twins and anything pre-birth. And so we spent 5 weeks there, had surgery twice. So my wife was on bed rest, but I ran. I took my bike and my running shoes, and I ran all around Philadelphia. I ran all those trails and that water walk and everything, and I would bike. I biked out like 50 miles one day and back. It wasn't quite the century ride, but there's a rail trail that goes quite out far west, probably towards Reading or Allenstown or something. And I really enjoyed my time in Philly, but I was like solo running and touring at the same time.
Yeah, it is a really beautiful place for running. There's like a lot of great trails, and like up in like the Fairmont area where the art museum is, like if you ever run any races in Philly, like marathons, half marathons, chances are it's going to start and end at the art museum, which is up in Fairmont. And that area is beautiful. You get a lot of elevation in the runs, and it is a really nice place to run. Like their routes are awesome. Like the marathons and the half marathons go into Center City, so you get the buildings and the sky rises, and you run by the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall where the Declaration of Independence was signed. So like you see all that awesome stuff, and then you come back around and you go up Kelly Drive, and it's just like this beautiful landscape. You got the Schuylkill River right there, and it's like, Philly gets a bad rap, but it's a beautiful city. I love it.
Philly Marathon's typically in November, right?
Yep.
I just did it last year for the first time.
It's always the Sunday before Thanksgiving, the Philly Marathon.
Okay, I just left because I was there for Halloween and the elections. And Philly was a lot of news was going around in Philly around the time of the elections. There's actually even a shooting and like the whole entire city went on, not lockdown, but like curfew one night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really weird because I'm in the hotel like 9 floors up and the city was silent.
Yeah,
it was weird.
There's some shady areas of Philly, and then there's some really nice areas. You just got to know your way around. It's like, Charlotte.
We were in an area I think it's called University.
Yeah, so like where
and it was
Drexel.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a very short walk to the hospital. And when she was on bed rest, it was bed rest in the hotel, not in the hospital, but we had to be nearby. So, yeah. No, Philly, I really like it for my time there. Has a little tiny piece of my heart. So, like Philly, would love to go back and do the marathon there with you one day.
I'll be your support for this time.
Yeah.
I had a good time, but it was unseasonably cold. It was absolutely freezing.
What year did you run? This past year?
Just 22. Yep.
Oh, you dealt with that wind?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did the Freedom Challenge, which was running the half and the 8K on Saturday, and then the marathon on Sunday.
Yeah, I did the half the day before, and that was beautiful. And it was cold, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the marathon was. Like I felt for you guys that day.
Oh, I was bundled. Trust me, I was an Eskimo that day.
Everyone was like, "Yeah, we went up Kelly Drive and we were waiting to come back down." And everyone was like, "The headwind, it's gonna turn into a tailwind. You're gonna be great finishing." And everyone was like, the wind
Just
switched,
kidding.
and it was a headwind again. And I was like, "Oh, that's terrible. That sucks."
It was a different experience, but gives
So
you a good sense of accomplishment when you finish.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
What do you think's next after Boston? Have you thought that far ahead?
No, I really haven't. I do try and take it like one marathon at a time. Like actually, no, that's a complete lie. I just lied to you. I completely forgot. I'm signed up for Chicago and New York.
Yes.
So I'm going from 0 Abbott World Majors to 3 this year. So my wife hates me and and our joint bank account. So I got that going for me, which is awesome.
Well, Chicago is my favorite, and I have a feeling you're absolutely going to dominate it. But if you're good with hills, New York's going to be your bitch too.
Yeah, so actually, I put in for the lottery. I didn't qualify for New York because, like, if you know running, it's actually harder to qualify for the New York Marathon than it is for Boston, which is kind of wild, but it is. It's,
right.
I think my age group is like a 255, whereas for Boston it's 305.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Or I would have to run like I think it's like a 118 half. You can qualify for New York with a half marathon as well. But either, that's still like blazing fast for me. Yeah, it's hard. So I put in for the lottery, and then the Phoenix was like, "Hey, we got a bunch of bibs. You want one?" And I was like, "Yup." So I'm running New York underneath Phoenix as well. I haven't gotten all the details yet, so I don't know like exactly what I can put out there. But it's good. Like they're going to be one of the charity partners, which is awesome for the Phoenix. Putting their name on that national level, especially in like the running community, which is great.
So I was going to tell you your next crazy thing has to be an Ironman, but I actually now disagree. It has to be London, Berlin, and Tokyo.
Yep.
And this girl here, I don't know if you've seen.
I saw. Congratulations.
She just got her 6th star.
That's awesome.
A couple weeks ago.
That is awesome.
It's a long time coming.
That is, yeah.
Hey, you're going to be well on your way.
I'm going to take a long hiatus before any of the European ones, just because.
Totally fine.
Yeah, my kids are too young, and I don't know if like, especially even like Boston, like people are like, "Are you going to be one of those people that runs Boston every year?" And I'm like, nah. Like, if I run it again, I want to like bring my whole family and like have them be able to enjoy it and remember it. They're 2 and 4, like
do the Freedom Trail again, catch a Sox game,
Exactly.
go on a duck tour, maybe go on a whale watch and all that.
See,
Yeah.
now we're talking. So I want to do like all that and like have my family there with me. So it'll be a couple
Maybe do
years
an
before doing it.
in-person podcast episode with Casey and Randy.
Boom. Now we're talking.
Come on over, bud.
Sold. Well, let us know when you do that. We'll get you on for that. We'll do that. That's awesome.
It'll be a couple years, but I'm definitely going to come back and run Boston again.
Maybe I'll be running it by then. I've never run Boston. I'm nowhere near 3 hours, but when I choose to,
you can go the route of fundraising.
Yeah, I'm scared of fundraising 10 grand. I'm not worried about fundraising money. It's the 10 grand that whatever I don't make, I owe. And my wife won't like that.
No.
One day.
I mean, I did it. I qualified.
You did? Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll talk to Casey.
Seriously, that man is a magic worker. I cannot give enough credit to PR with CR. Like honestly, that guy.
So
I don't know what he does.
Working with him?
Yeah, I've been like approached by a couple different other like coaches online, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You're loyal. You're sticking to Casey.
I like that. Did you already share Casey's handle or website? You did, right?
I do. I tag him in a lot of my stuff. It's at PR with CR, so it's personal record, and then with Casey Randy. That's his Insta handle. Yep. Yeah, PR with CR.
Yeah, check him out, guys. Man, this has been great. I want to, before we get to our final couple questions, anything else you want to talk about? You got any great running stories for us of recent that could make that the people might appreciate?
So you had sent me that email on Friday, kind of just like touching base again, and like kind of like a little couple things like pointers, things that we can talk about and everything. And one of the things was like Code Brown, and I was like, Code Brown, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I never had any of those. We're good. I'm very regular. We'll put it that way. Very regular.
As much as we love our Code Browns,
you're regular
it's great
until
to
you hear about it, and once you hear,
taking a dump on the.
Seriously, it's like I've had close calls, but I'm like, I'm good. Until Friday, you sent that email, and it was in my head, and I had a crap attack on the middle of my run. So I always run. My 10-mile loop is the same thing. I go out. It's a big loop and all the way through. So I don't know. It's like something I ate or what.
It was us.
Yeah, it was you. It really was. You jinxed me.
It's not me.
And like I'm sitting there. I'm leaning up against a tree, and I'm like, this dude seriously jinxed me.
Way to go, Newt. Jesus.
And I was like, all right, well, now I got something to talk about now. So, yeah, one time only was the day that I learned about it, and it's your fault. So.
Oh, God. Well, don't have one on Patriots Day in Boston.
Don't jinx it anymore. Fuck.
If I do, you'll see me. I'll go viral because it'll be running down my leg. I will not stop.
Keep going.
Yeah, I promise you that. Like, if that happens in a race... I have no shame.
You're gonna pull an Addie Zarenner.
Yeah. You ever heard of Addie Zarenner?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look up Addie Zarenner. Episode 11 for those of you who recently found the podcast. Gotta check out episode 11. We were a little raw and fresh then, but yeah. So this has been awesome. Listen, we do 2 last questions for the podcast. All right. So the first one is I find a random Instagram photo or an Instagram reel, and so. I got 2 I want you to talk about. Here's the first one. It's a photo, and it looks like, I don't even know if you made this yourself or if this is legit, but if you can see it here, it looks like there's a news headline. Can't read it, so I'm going to read it for you. It says, local runner excited for that weather where you can still wear shorts, but you need long sleeve shirt and maybe gloves, but just thin ones.
Yeah. So I actually yanked that from, I forget. There's another Instagram that I follow, and I can't remember who it was, but I jacked it from them, and like I thought it was the funniest thing. I think I tagged them in it. Did I not? In the caption?
Probably did. I took a screenshot. I'll check it out later.
Yeah, I think it was to the point where like I jacked them so bad that I felt bad of not giving them credit, and yeah, that had me rolling so hard. I was like, I got to make my own of this.
The other close second placed Instagram post for him, it was a reel, but you were with the Philly Fanatic.
Oh yeah,
and he
so
kissed
that
the camera. You're like, touch it, rub it. You want to rub it, and it was the mullet, Not what.
That was like seriously a dream come true. I'm a diehard Phillies fan, so that was at the expo before the Philly Marathon this year. I was getting my bib for the half marathon, and I was actually there with Randy, and she's in line buying like gloves or something, and I turn around and I see the Fanatic like getting mobbed by all these people, and I'm like kind of standing on the outside, like holding my phone, hoping to get like a selfie with him. And like he looks up and he sees me and he starts walking over. So I hit record on my phone and he comes up and he starts playing with my mullet and like I'm in such like shock and awe. I don't know what to do and I'll just start talking sexual because that's obviously my default mode. It's like, yes, play with it, rub it. Oh, good, it feels so good. And then if you see the end of it, he takes my phone and he kisses it. So all you see is like this red blob, and then it just disappears into blackness. And I was like, I'm dead. I'm good. I don't care what happens tomorrow at this half marathon. Like, I just got physically accosted by the Fanatic. I can die a happy man.
There was even a little. The guy inside must have done it. There was a little.
Oh,
Yep.
really? Yeah. Oh, I love it.
So like if
I
you
will
know
find it.
Yeah, if you know Philly sports, like the Fanatic is one of like the iconic mascots in all professional sports. Like
Well, I mean, now
Don't
you
even-
got the
don't
Flyers
even
one.
start
What's
any-
his name?
Gritty.
Gritty.
Yeah. He's like a knockoff
Psycho.
Fanatic. Fanatic's
He's
like the
funny,
OG.
but at first I was like, "This ain't gonna last," and then he's became like
He's an icon.
hockey's #1 mascot. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but
Right.
Because
Gritty
he's
is
like
psycho.
the embodiment of Philly. He's like just rude and abrasive, and everyone embraces it. It's awesome. Come on, Robert, get it. Yeah, this is a dream come true. Fanatic and my mullet. Oh.
Oh, he's so cute. He looks like a Muppet.
Oh man, if you're just hearing that audio and you don't hear like you don't know the backstory, you're like,
Come on,
what is
love
going
it.
on in this podcast? what did I accidentally hit play on?
Oh.
that's how we're gonna open the show. I find something funny from every episode to
Oh,
open the
God.
show, and that's how we're doing it. Come on, rub it.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, you're losing me again. You take over. You take over before I have to take a
All
break.
right. So that was his question. Instagram, yada yada. So my big question: we have a Spotify playlist, and we like to ask our guests if they'd like to add a song. So, are there any songs that get you pumped, or that you just like to listen to in general? Anything you think that would fit with our playlist? Would you like to add something?
You guys got any NF on there? NF, you ever heard of that guy?
No, probably not. So whatever you pick, you're going to be
All right.
unique.
So he's a Christian rapper, but you wouldn't like kind of think it unless you knew that going in. But he talks a lot about addiction and his faith in religion. But you would know a couple of his songs. He blew up like last year, but he has this song called The Search, and it is like one of my all-time favorite running songs. It starts off like real slow and mellow and it builds up into it, but then like once he starts going, it's like, see ya. Like I don't care where I am in a marathon. It's like, I hope that song doesn't come on early on the Newton Hills and I just take off and blow my entire race. But if that
we
song comes
see you,
on,
we'll play it through a megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually literally want to get a megaphone.
do you guys know where you're going to be? Speaking of, do you like?
We're thinking Newton Hills.
Yeah,
We're thinking
so
around.
We
the
are
hills,
okay.
yeah.
You are, because I have no clue. I'm just following you. Newton Hills, okay, because the hills and they'll be
Like
going a little
mile
slower.
20, something
All right.
like that.
Oh, like
Yeah.
right
You
at
guys will need
Heartbreak.
to pick me up. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she's
I could
gonna
use
have.
it.
She'll be real easy to find. She's gonna have.
Flamingo headband.
Yeah, and I have no clue what I'm gonna wear, so that will be
I'm just
announced
like-
later.
I'm just forewarning you. I am in like a black hole in marathons.
You're gonna be in
Like,
the zone.
I want you to ignore me. Just keep
Well,
going.
yeah.
If you are
People
on
like-
tunnel vision, you go. We will
literally
not
all
take
you're
it
gonna
this-
get is this, because people
Perfect.
like
Yes.
they'll yell like "Go Mullet" or Rory or Rullet. Like I get that all the time.
Go get
especially
that unicorn.
If you ignore us, we are still gonna cheer for you. So you just go, man. You just go.
even in like this past half marathon that I ran on Sunday, I must have heard like Rullet like 70 times, and I'm like, I have no idea where these, and like everyone just gets the shaka, and I just throw that up, and I'm like, man,
Give me the shock. Give me it one more time. Yeah, there we go. Yes. All right.
that's
That
it.
song
That's
is
the
yours,
trademark.
man.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
anyone that I see throw a shaka up on Instagram, I'm like, that's trademarked by me, right? And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, no, I'm just messing with you, but never do that again.
Well, you can trademark the Rullet, though. I think that one's all yours.
Yeah, I got stickers. Who wants stickers? You guys want some
You have
stickers?
Yeah,
stickers?
we'll trade.
No, yeah, we'll trade.
Right?
Let's
Yeah, I got-
exchange addresses. We're going to send you a boatload of stickers and magnets, and we'll take some of yours, man.
Yeah, I'll send you some Rullet stickers. My buddy, that guy I was
Yeah.
talking about earlier, Pierce, he's like the jack of all trades. He's a plumber. He bakes cakes, not at the same time. Obviously, that's like two way different things. But he's an amazing artist, and he drew me like this awesome logo. I posted it on my feed a couple of days ago. But yeah, he got me these stickers printed up. So I was like, yeah. So now I'm just like tagging
cool.
everything up, like roll it,
Yes.
slapping
Slap it on there.
babies.
You're not going to get rid of that mullet, are you? Never, right?
No, I
Keep it.
can't.
I don't
It's
think
like
you
it's
can.
who I am now. Like I would have to. I don't know.
Oh, is this it? It kind of looks like retro, like
Yeah,
80s
yeah,
with
80s.
the little lightning bolt, little
Yeah.
lightning McQueen.
Yep, that's it.
Well, we'll take some, man. Absolutely.
man.
We'll do the little exchange. This has been great. Dude, I'm glad I didn't like ask you for your story before when we reconnected and touched base, because I'm happy to hear it here. Really proud of you. It's super cool to reconnect after all those years.
Yeah,
But then to hear your story and what's going on and how your life has been and everything, and just to see the pictures and the changes your body has taken
Wow.
throughout those years, incredible.
yeah. Look it up. I was like, when I got sober, I was like 280 pounds. I was not in the best physical shape, and
Holy shit, dude! Wow.
yeah, it was rough back then. It didn't happen like overnight. Like I've been working pretty hard. I still eat like crap, but I find really good lighting. Yeah, I find really good lighting that makes it look like I have abs, so we're good.
Well, hey, it worked for me because I think so. I thought you do.
See, it's all about the angle.
I joke. I use this pillow right here as a mic hold, and yes, it is a mic hold, but it also blocks the little gut when I'm sitting down like this. Yeah.
You want to see what the real secret is? My chair is an exercise ball.
There you go.
Always work
No.
the core.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
I've been
right.
sitting here doing crunches for the last hour and a half.
I'm gonna bring one home. I'm gonna do that too. I get to work from home now a little bit. I'm gonna just have to upgrade my chair to a ball.
There you go.
Yes.
Core stabilization.
You were awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. I hope you really enjoy Boston. Even though you're going to go crush the marathon and you're going to try to break 3 hours, take it in a little bit too. Say hi to Dave McGilvery when you run by. And I don't know if you'll see Dave. He's the race director, and we just had him on the podcast. So that will be coming out the week before, as well as your episode. Do you know what wave you're in?
Wave 2, 10:25 start.
Wave 2.
Nice.
All right. And do you know how to track him?
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
an app. I will make sure to get everybody's numbers, so we'll figure out where you're at.
Yeah. I have my bib number. I just don't know it off the top of my head, which is probably like a cardinal sin.
We'll Google. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll find
We'll
you,
find
man.
you.
You're the man. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
No, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I just wanted to say, like, on the sober front, like, if anyone is ever struggling, or you just need any advice on anything, like, seriously, I know I put myself out there a lot, and I pride myself on like kind of making people laugh and being really silly on social media. But if anyone ever needs help or just someone to talk to, like, shoot me a message. I will drop literally whatever I'm doing. If you need help, just reach out. I'm here for you.
You're a good man, Rory. Thank you for being such a great resource for our listeners, and I'm sure it's an invaluable resource at that. So keep going. Good luck. Your determination and motivation is just inspiring.
Can't
and
wait
we're
to
proud
see
of
you and
man.
get the shocker in Boston, and let's connect soon. Maybe we'll be able to work something out the weekend before Sunday. Maybe we can show up at your run, but if not, we'll connect again later. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Rory. The Rullet. You are the man. I am so impressed with your dedication. Round of applause for you. but just turning your life around. You worked so hard for that BQ, and I'm just so excited to see how you do Monday. I mean, enjoy every minute. You worked so hard. You deserve everything. So just go crush it out there, man.
I know he's going to be going all out, but I hope he does enjoy it and take it in a little bit. That would
I
be,
know.
It's
Enjoy
a
the
special
experience.
race. So I know when he's going to fly by us, we're just going to get a quick second to yell, "Yo, go Rullet!" And he's going to give us the
hang loose or whatever.
Dude, good luck this week on Monday. Good luck to everyone running. So Erika's going to have the signs. She already has a sign for you, man. The Rullet.
Yep.
You already got that sign.
Yep.
Let's see. Is it in the room?
No, it's downstairs. I only made 2 signs so far, one for Dave and one for Rory.
Man.
So yeah,
Hype
I'm
man
working
Dave.
on the rest though. It's going to take me the rest of the weekend, but I'm going to hunker down and do my crafts. And if anybody has any glitter, please send it my way. I am fresh out of glitter.
Oh, I got plenty of glitter.
Do
and
you?
I'm willing to get. Did I? My house is still like destroyed from the glitter bomb that dropped like a month ago. Did I tell you that?
Maybe I should just go to your house to glitter these so my house doesn't get destroyed.
We have these girls that live next door. They're Adeline's age, and one's a little. They're both a little older, actually. And I have them. I let them come over all the time. I'm like a single dad of 5 kids every weekend. And,
Oh, geez.
I do what I'm not going to say no, but lately I've been saying you are not allowed in my house until all the glitter is gone, and I'm still picking glitter up off the kitchen because they left it out. I said, okay, we can do arts and crafts. They left it out, and they leave the gates open. They leave the doors open. I'm just like, just close the gates, because what do I have running around my house that sees something that's open and wants to take it and shake it everywhere? 2-year-old boys.
You know what they say about glitter though, right?
No, what?
It's the herpes of the craft world because it never goes away.
Yeah. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's all so it's like in between the cracks right now, the kitchen tiles, the tiles on the floor.
Yeah, that's there
everything.
forever.
It's
I
been
hope
a
you
month.
like glitter.
It's been a month.
Mm.
So they come over now and I'm like, yes, you can play outside.
At least it's nice now. It's getting nice so they can play outside.
It is still hot and I am still sweating in here. And thank God for this water. This podcast is brought to you by Poland Spring. No free ads.
No. Reusable water bottles, man.
So yes, I got plenty. I just lost mine. I lost
No
mine.
way.
I lost it in Tennessee. Yeah.
Boo.
And it had the on the run sticker on it. No, I remember it. I remember dropping it too, and it went under the car, and I like drove an hour and a half later. I'm like, I never went and got it back under the rental car.
Oh, no.
So I thought when I got back to the hotel, it would be there. It was gone. So someone in Tennessee has a really nice reusable water bottle with an on the run sticker on it. Maybe they're listening. So
You're
you're
paying
welcome.
it forward. There you go.
So who is running Boston that we know and that you're making signs for?
Oh, man. I tried to make a list, and my apologies if I've forgotten people. So I have it. I have my list right here. All right. We've got Mike Beeman. Yes, Mike. We got Dave.
46 Boston Marathons in a row
Yes.
for Mike Beeman.
So good. We got Hype Man Dave. We got Mr. 305 Steve. We got
It's a
Tara.
305 no more.
We got the Rullet.
Yes.
We got Amanda. She's gonna my
Hawaii.
God, she's gonna blow that away. I'm making her a
She's
sign.
back. I saw her. She did make it back.
Yes, she
Amanda,
did.
just get used to the time, okay? Get used to the jet lag. Get back
She'll be
on
fine.
Eastern
She'll be
time
fine.
zone. Yeah.
She's got plenty of time.
She's gonna have pizza, beer, and wings Sunday night. I guarantee it.
Perfect. That's race food for for success. There we go. But we've got Holly. So she's she was Fit Cookie, but I think she changed her
Oh yeah, okay. I know
business
who you're
name.
talking
But
about.
I met her
Yeah.
through Reach the Beach a few years ago, and she's awesome.
She
So
has a
good luck to
podcast.
Holly. Yes, she does. Yes.
Yes.
So it's gonna be fun. She's gonna be running, and then we've got a future guest, Maurice, the marathon panda. He's gonna be running.
He's so cool.
He is
He's
so
so
cool.
cool.
And then
He is a future guest. We locked that down already. So that's a teaser for everybody.
So we've
I know
got
Katie
so he's
Pisani is going to be excited for that.
definitely, but he's an anchor down friend. And speaking of anchor down friends, we got Lori and Paul. They're also running.
They're running?
They're running.
Yes.
They've been doing it
You
for
need to
years.
make-
This is like their 10th consecutive. They probably more than that. I don't even know.
You need to make them a sign. And let's get back to this, but Anchorman,
Anchor down. Anchor
Oh,
down.
Anchor Down dropped their medal today. Did you see it?
It's gorgeous. It is so nice.
It's like that was like real wood. Did Hannah do that?
I don't think she did because she did Hannah did all the awards, not the medals. So I think they had the medals made, but she may do the awards again. We can ask.
Okay.
But yeah, and then of course Lindsay. We forgot to mention Lindsay. She's going to be running Boston for Team Honda, and that's the end of my list so far. But oh man, there's just so many.
If your name did not make the list, slide into Erika's DMs. Slide into her DMs. Say, "Hey, girl, what's going on?" And she'll get you on a. We'll at least be tracking you. So
yes, we're gonna. Yeah. I will pull out all the stops if I can. Just let me know before Sunday. I'll give you a deadline for that.
What is our game plan for Monday?
All right, we are going to be at mile 19. That's in Newton, the Newton Hills. I don't know if it's like the bottom of a hill or where it is, but we're going to be on the left-hand side. I can tell you that much. I'm going to have a pop-up canopy. We can bring provided it's not too windy out. I was thinking we could bring our big on the run sign to hang up. What do you say?
Absolutely. Okay, cool. I like that. We'll need some zip ties.
Yes, I got plenty of those, so I'll hook us up. But as for time, not sure when you feel like going down, but I honestly want to spend all day there. Like I'll get there early to get a good spot. I mean, I'll bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and hunker down all day. Bring your rain gear if you're going to be joining us, because I don't think it's going to be a nice day, but at least it won't be cold. You guys will be fine. Rain is not terrible for running. But yeah, just you can let us know if you need more specifics, but that's the plan so far. So it's your first Boston all together, but this is my first spectating experience. Yeah.
So you are the leader, and you just tell me when to meet you and where. And I guess like if we're spending all day there, like is that into the night? I don't know. What do you mean?
I don't think. Well, I want to get there at like early enough to see the elites go by. So I want to be prepared for that. Like I'm thinking like let's get there at 9:30.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
And then we'll just wait until the runners go by. I don't know what time that'll be, but yeah.
I can't
wait. But you got a curfew? You got to be home for a certain time?
Well, no, she's used to Monday night being podcast night. I just want to know. And Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Boston Bruins, baby, is Monday night. So maybe since we're already in the area, we just go to the game and spend like $1,000 on tickets.
If you're buying,
that's what they cost.
Oof, that's too rich for my blood.
For anyone out there who won't be there, or if you are there, like I said, slide into our DMs, come say hi. Instagram at On The Runs. If you're a new listener, follow us there. I'll be posting the stories, taking a ton of pictures all throughout the day Monday. No promises of a podcast coming out Tuesday. No promises, no guarantees. Maybe we get something short and sweet out there, and then we'll do a Boston recap episode for the next week, and maybe we get some people on who ran the marathon. So that would be
fun.
That would be wicked awesome. Wicked awesome. So
wicked.
Instagram at On The Runs. Patreon, if you want, jump on our Patreon, patreon.com/ontheruns. And if you're going to email us, ontherunspod@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, Erika, you have a race coming up.
I do. I'm running a cheap marathon on Sunday. This is going to be exciting. So I'm going to be really tired watching all of the Boston marathoners go by. I'm going to be on tired legs, but it's going to be totally worth it. You're going to have my support.
So if you're in Derry on Sunday, keep an eye out for Erika. Do you know what your bib number is? Because last year you had a pretty cool bib number. 369.
I don't have it. They're releasing it tomorrow, so I'll be able to update. Maybe I'll do another Instagram poll, seeing which outfit people want to see me in.
You guys want to pick out her outfit? We should do that more often. Pick out Erika's outfit.
Well, we'll see, within reason. So,
well, yeah, no, you pick two outfits, and then the listeners pick of the two.
True.
I'm not saying they pick exactly what you wear.
It all depends on how bad it's going to rain. I don't know what I'm in for.
Last night was awesome. This week was extra special. 2 episodes. Don't get used to it, Erika. I know you're probably like, I love 2 episodes. It was amazing. Let's do more of this. Don't get used to it because it's a lot of work.
Well, it's a lot of work for you. I'm just on I'm on the other side of the camera, and you've got all the editing and the putting all the pieces
enjoy
together.
it.
I'm glad.
Well, I'm excited.
I appreciate it.
So, Cheap Marathon Sunday, Boston Marathon Monday, RWB on Wednesday.
Don't forget Newport Marathon on Saturday, especially Rachel,
That's
who's
right.
running Newport and
Rachel,
Cheap.
crazy.
So
Crazy runs for medals there.
I like
2
that.
marathons in 2
I think
days.
she needs an Instagram change. Crazy runs for medals. Anyways, I forgot to tell you that I ordered a special surprise for our current Patreons.
You did.
They haven't come in yet, but I have a special surprise, and
All right.
we will be sending them out shortly.
Well, if you want a special surprise, don't forget to join our Patreon. Patreon.com/ontheruns. Be a friend of the pod. $4 a month. We appreciate it. The money goes towards great things. 1, the production of the podcast. 2, we'll use it to help people like Tara or others who are running in the Boston Marathon. There's a girl running named Christine Sherman. She's running the Boston Marathon, and we actually donated to her. We bought some of her football squares. So, yeah, I did that a few times. You don't even know, a few times. I'm just like, boom, here's $10 from On the Runs. Jumped on a few squares. We won nothing, but trying to help people out.
That's perfect, man. No complaints.
I will see you in a couple days. I can't wait.
So pumped.
We're going to have Amanda's going to be with us. Scott Black might join us. Nicole might join us.
Jesse.
Who's the other person?
Jesse.
Jesse's coming. Awesome. Yes.
We're going to have a good crew. So just, it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have a megaphone, a vuvuzela, and a cowbell. Anything else that I can think of to make noise.
Are we going to have like a Bluetooth speaker?
Oh, I can bring one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And we could play the On the Runs playlist.
Yes. You can find that on Spotify.
All right. That was fun. But it is late and I got to edit this. So, Erika, I'll see you in a couple days.
All right, all you future marathoners, good luck this weekend, and don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, God. Well, don't have one on Patriots Day in Boston.
Don't jinx it anymore. Fuck.
If I do, you'll see me. I'll go
Just go.
viral because it'll be running down my leg. I will not stop.